My boy said he's doing something different this time. All right, so this is what we're looking at.
Yep.
We're looking at a nice low, what's that, a burst fade pretty much, right?
Yeah, burst fade.
Kinda, so you don't want the mullet so much, right? You really just want like, kind of keep like a nice like burst here on the side. Let this length come in on this back, and then over time we'll let this kind of thicken up, kind of like that.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's get into it, guys. So that will be today's tutorial, guys. I thought I was gonna give y'all a drop fade, but no, we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna do the burst style fade. Yeah, pretty much with the goal of growing all this back out. So yeah, this will be cool. This is pretty much the shape that we're gonna wanna do this this cut in. So I'm gonna start here with this 245 clipper, man. This is the new wireless charging one that we created with Babylus, man. It's been a project in the works for a long time. I'm gonna start though with the clipper all the way closed, and really the concept of doing it all the way closed is because I need a visual representation of where the bald is gonna be. But if I put it in with a trimmer, with an edger, right, something that's designed to give a harsh square line, then it could be a challenge towards the end of the cut, right? Because we're gonna wanna make sure that we have it blurry, but you know, taking out the line with the trimmer is kind of tough. You know, I'm not saying that you can't do it. If you're skilled enough and you're used to it, you can definitely go with the trimmer closed, but I like the effect that doing it with the clipper closed is, man. It leaves a softer line. It's a lot more beginner friendly. And that's kind of the same thinking of why the next step, I like to use my half guard, right? I like to take my half guard with a lever close and give myself some space up here also that I could create this blend with. Same concept, like you could do no guard open, but I truly believe that, you know, the half guard with a lever all the way closed is a softer finish that's easier to fade into. Okay, so let's go ahead and start here with this. And if you guys have seen my other videos, man, you guys definitely remember I always talk about trust the process. Remember the process, but not necessarily remember the steps. Don't memorize the steps. And this will be a good example of that today too. I'm gonna set my guideline in here. Normally, in the last few videos, you guys have seen that I'll fade this line that you can see right here, this little line of demarcation, I'll fade that out first. But this time, I'm actually gonna fade that last. Just to show you guys that you don't always have to memorize the exact steps. You just have to understand the process. So, look, I'm gonna go ahead and just make sure that that guideline is cleaned up. You know, I see the secondary guideline going right up to the corner. So I'm gonna make sure that I have the same over here. Right, I've got my reference points. You see how I left it a little bit lower here? I need to have my reference points all in synchrony before we move on to fading down. So look, next step. I need to start working this bulky area and smooth it, lay it down, so that way we can knock this out last. How are we gonna go about that? You could use a larger guard, you know, like I'm gonna use the 4 here, for example. If I take this 4, and if I wanna have it at its longest setting so it has the softest cut possible, I'm gonna go ahead up here to the lever open here with this number 4. So let's rise this up. And just to give you a visual representation of what's happening here, I'm starting with full pressure here at the bottom, and I'm working my way straight up and off the scalp. So that's what helps you have a shape in the haircut that's gonna complement really the shape of your client's hair. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna clear out this whole area here with this 4. And I'm also gonna be smoothing out these corners right here too, just to make sure that all that grows in nice. So look, that's the 4 open. So basically the big 4, and here's the little 4, now that I have my clipper closed. And you know, whatever I do to this side, I'm gonna have to do to the other side. So here we go, same thing. I got my big 4. You know, I'm exaggerating the shape of what I want that fade to end up being. So here's big 4 and here's little 4. All right, we got the big dipper, little dipper. All right, we'll fill here. Now we're gonna keep working down. So here's the 4, right? Done with the 4. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take my 3. Let's do the same thing. I got my big 3 all the way through. And all these different lengths are so similar that it's not really like you're gonna have to, you're gonna see a huge difference in my stroke or in the amount of hair that I'm removing. Like, it's gonna be a very soft, very gradual thing. You know, here's my 3 open. All the way through, my 3 close. You see this hair is growing in this direction, that's why I'm cutting up here. Same thing, I'm always cutting against the grain that this hair grows. You know, this hair, the hair's growing down here and this way, so that's why I'm gonna have to switch it up, right? Just make sure that I'm always cutting against the grain so I can catch every hair possible, and that's it for the 3. Now we're gonna move down. What's the next smallest guard, right? How do we continue gradually working down is with the 2. And same thing, guys, you know, it's gonna look like the same stroke over and over again. We're just gonna keep blending down. That's my big 2, now here's my little 2. Now, this blonde spot right here, this is gonna be a cool technique. I'm gonna show you guys how I can work that into the fade. Because sometimes if a client has like a blonde spot in their hair like that, it can actually look like a patch, for example, or like there's a portion of the hair that's like way shorter than the rest of it. But I'm gonna show you guys here. That's the big 2, little 2. All right, next lowest guard is gonna be the 1.5. So let's put this 2 down. Now I've got my 1.5. Okay, now like I said, here is no blonde spots, nothing extra that we're gonna have to do here. So we'll just keep doing our regular steps here. Starting with the big 1.5. And now chopping down here to my little 1.5. You notice how like the smaller that the guard gets, the smaller my strokes are and the more concentrated I become on that weight line. I'm gonna start ignoring that light spot. I'm gonna fade on this side of it, open, close, and I'm gonna fade on this side of it, open, close. I'm gonna start ignoring that because that's already gotten light enough. I'm gonna need everything around it to start blending. Now I'm gonna do the same thing all over again, guys, but this time we're gonna concentrate a little bit lower, next level down with the 1. And we're gonna be doing this all over again, right? Let me flip over to the fine side of this comb. Same thing, y'all. I'm gonna ignore that blonde spot. I'm gonna fade on this side here. And I'm gonna fade down all around here. Listen, guys. All right, I'm gonna mention this. I'm gonna ask this to you guys on YouTube, man. You guys who are watching. If your dog, and this for you too, Justin. If your dog and another human or a stranger are dying, right? I don't know. Let's say a car's coming to both of them, and you have the option to save your dog or save a human stranger. Who are you saving? Huh?
Oh, wait, I gotta think about that.
Yeah, you gotta think about it, right? Guys, in the comments down below, let me know. Bro, it's such a messed up situation. Leave it in the comments below, and we wanna know. We wanna know. Dave, I asked everybody on YouTube. I'm gonna let you know what they say. Guys, on this side too, look, we're gonna do the same process, but on this side it's gonna be just a little bit simpler, right? We don't have any lighter spots or any blonde spots we gotta really worry about. So we're just going all the way through. 1 open, and then back down to 1 close. You know, we're slowly working our way back down to that half so we can knock out and chip away that bottom line. Now we're back down here with the half guard, guys. You know, so I hope that it kind of makes sense how everything is coming together. You know, I set my base shape, right? I set my baseline shape on how I want this haircut to come out, at least like the general shape of it, right? And then I took the bigger guard, I started debulking the larger hairs to kind of sculpt them into the shape I want also. And I just kept funneling down and down and down more towards that bottom line. So I hope this kind of all comes together and is making sense for you guys. But I'm back down here to the half guard, and it's a lot of lever play at this point, right? I'm starting open and then halfway and then working with it closed. But just keep chipping away at these dark spots, man. And once this part is done, this little section of the haircut is done, then we're really gonna be able to come down to no guard open. And then, or you know, no guard closed, whichever one you're more comfortable with, but we'll be removing the guard to take our last few strokes just to fade out that very bottom line. But it's an interesting fading system, man. So again, you've seen my other videos. Let me know what you think, what actually resonates better with you. Do you like me fading out this bottom section first, then fading down, or fading down and then flicking out the very bottom at the end? You know, once you see the finished result, once you see these last couple steps coming together, let me know what you think. Y'all kind of see how, again, like I'm just avoiding that little blonde spot, right? And how it really, that kind of helps it blend into the rest of the area. Let me know what you guys think about that method, that technique of, you know, since that area appears lighter, and we can really kind of try to blend that into the rest of the cut. Let me know what y'all think. So now guys, we're back here to the bottom, okay? We've faded down, at least to the naked eye. I've gotten everything that I can. So now, I'm gonna break through this line that I put at the very bottom of the fade. Let's break through it here with the clipper all the way closed. And we're slowly gonna work our way up, notch by notch, layer by layer. Let's go. Don't get me wrong, I definitely stole that from Beam's channel. Don't give me credit for that. What's he saying? Notch by notch, brick by brick, layer by layer. 1000% stole that from Beam. Let me know, guys. Let me know with some emojis in the comment section. How is this coming together? Let me get some fire emojis if you're loving it. Let me get some trash cans if you think this is some hot garbage. And Justin's gonna be looking, man, so, you know.
Yeah, please comment on fire emojis.
Please, he says, please comment some fire emojis. We don't. if it's trash and he needs to find a new barber, man, let that happen in the comment, bro. They be roasting me.
What?
They be flaming me in the comments, bro.
They be flaming you?
You're the worst barber ever. I hate how you fade. Man, make a video and show me how to do it yourself, bro. It's crazy, bro. That's part of the game, though, bro. But yeah, you guys can see this coming together pretty good. And now I'm gonna go ahead and knock out the bald line and fade it up on the other side. And then we can really just start kind of nitpicking at a couple little dark spots here and there, pick it up with the scissor and the comb. So yeah, look, let's start breaking through and fading our way back up. So if you guys see anything, then you know, you can go ahead and run up in here. Your blending shears are gonna give a bit of a softer finish to it than what your regular cutting scissors will. But yeah, you can pretty much just like kind of graze over that transition from, you know, like the lighter areas to the darker areas. You can kind of glide over that transition and just let it all come together, man. Any shelves that you see, any dark spots, you know, just trim the tips. Just trim the tips so it could all kind of feather together. Okay, we're coming over here now. What? What gets hot? Echo blade? Yeah, definitely. That's why I took it off my my tomb. Yeah, it's not worth it for me. Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it for me. You don't cut enough hair. You gotta cut more. You gotta cut more. I say you don't cut enough. They get hot, bro. They get real hot.
But you know what's crazy? I put the extra blade on my instinct, and it kept, now my instinct doesn't mean it.
That makes no sense because the Jeezy is an instinct. That makes no sense. That's wild. Yeah, it's just an instinct. It's an instinct in a different body. They just put an instinct with an echo blade and they called it the Jeezy.
You should see how much
Bro, I call cap. I need the temperature readings. I call cap. No way. Really? So you're saying that the instinct keeps it cooler than the Jeezy did? That's wild. Jason, you call cap?
What happened?
I said if he calls cap. I don't believe it. But it's all subjective, I guess, at the end of the day.
I don't even know anything y'all just said.
Hey, well, all right, you on my side. That's all you gotta know.
Yeah, okay.
You on my side. That's all you gotta know.
The instant Jeezy, I was like, what the hell?
I was using the, what's it called? The Jeezy one?
With the echo?
But before the first guideline was done, it was already hot.
That's crazy.
Even these two.
All right, run it back. All right, guys, so now that we're right here at this corner, now we can go ahead and just start hitting that corner, hitting that curve. And then remember, you can use the Tomb 45 enhancement whole system right here at the same time that you're edging up. So if we pull out the precision pack pencils, and instead of having to draw something on the client's skin directly, like you can literally just apply it on the very tip of the trimmer blade. And it can just kind of create that contrast for you. Same thing right here. If we get right up here in that corner, this is just gonna let us go ahead and define the edges where we want them and create that contrast at the same time. Because remember, we're gonna follow up also with no drip and the Beam Team XL compressor. You know, so we can go ahead and create that contrast. So the pencil is gonna help create contrast on the skin, and then the actual enhancement itself is gonna darken up the hair. So look, we're gonna go ahead and take this here. I'm gonna follow kind of like that natural shape, right? And now for balding out here at the very bottom, guys, look, we're gonna take this trimmer, and this is exactly why we started here, this fade with the clipper all the way closed, because by the time that you follow up and you come to bald out the very bottom, this trimmer is gonna blend flawlessly into the clipper close. Like, I'm never gonna be setting in a bald line with the trimmers again, because it just doesn't make sense, man. It's like such a harder fade to line, such a harder line to fade out. And that just blended perfectly. Now we just got to flick out at the very bottom using a little bit of what do you call it, like the shaver work. And then that's it. Now let's go ahead and get back to this corner here. And again, you guys see how that kind of comes together, man? You're able to edge and enhance at the same time. Like, that's a system that's just unbeatable. And we're gonna go ahead and wrap this all the way around the back. So look, that thing faded out clean. We're gonna go ahead and hit now with the foil shaver. And then just keep it soft, keep it clean. You know what I'm saying? I'm going down here with the grain first, and then we can go up against the grain. I mean, I'm really not looking to go super bald here, man. I'm more of a fan of just having a smooth transition. So going down with the grain, laying that down. It's just a combination of with the grain and against the grain is gonna keep it real clean. Same thing on this side. All right, y'all, so look, we got two options here, man. You've got the Onyx Black, and then you got the Dark Brown. Which one of those are we gonna use here? I'm definitely gonna say we're going with the brown. So we're gonna put that black to the side. And then, yeah, we'll just go ahead and apply some of this here. Just shake it so that way you get the solution all the way mixed up in there, but, you know, we'll make sure that we don't got nothing in the lines already. I'm gonna go ahead and fill up the cup, and I ain't gonna lie, my card is looking a mess. My card. Look right here, we're gonna run that right up to that corner, and just little by little, we're gonna use this enhancement to assist where the hairline grows weak. Barely brush it over the fade area just so it could all kind of blend in. We're gonna do the same thing, we're gonna pull over on this side, and we're gonna do the same thing again, bring it right up here to the corner. We're gonna assist where the hair naturally grows weak. And then here too, relax your eyebrows. No, I'm saying just relax your eyebrows. Yeah. And same thing here. We can brush over the fade area and even reduce the darkness, like of the blonder areas, just to kind of help everything fall in unison together. But you see how that can kind of like also reduce the intensity of those blonder areas, man. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, man. I think this all came together pretty cool. We're just gonna razor them up, line up the mustache, and I'm gonna show you guys the finished thing. I'm gonna show you guys the finished product.